In the summer of 2022, hosepipe bans swept across large parts of England and Wales. Allotment holders checked the small print, and many found something unexpected. Growing food for personal consumption was exempt, not everywhere, not every water company, but in enough places that it changed what people did next. That exemption is not a loophole. It is a recognition that growing your own food is a fundamentally different act from washing a car or filling a paddling pool. And once you understand why that distinction exists, you start thinking about your allotment's relationship with water in a completely different way. A hosepipe ban is a temporary use restriction. Water companies can issue them under the Water Industry Act 1991 when supplies fall below a critical threshold. The ban restricts specific household uses, not all water use. The list of restricted uses includes garden watering using a hosepipe, cleaning a vehicle with a hosepipe, and filling a private swimming pool. What the legislation does not automatically restrict is water used for growing food intended for personal consumption. Each water company writes its own restrictions. That matters. One company's ban may include food growing, another's may not. The first thing you do when a ban is announced is read your specific supplier's guidance, not a headline. There is a practical argument and a policy argument, and they sit alongside each other comfortably. The practical argument is this: a food plant under water stress does not recover in the same way a lawn does. Grass goes brown and comes back. A courgette under heat stress drops its flowers. Runner beans under drought stress fail to set pods. The loss is not cosmetic. It is the actual harvest. The policy argument runs deeper. Governments across the UK have, at various points, actively encouraged people to grow their own food. Allotment provision is a statutory duty on local authorities. The notion that a hosepipe ban should erase months of cultivation work sits awkwardly against that obligation. Neither argument guarantees your exemption, but together they explain why the exemption tends to exist at all. Knowing you may be exempt is only the beginning. How you water still matters enormously. A hosepipe run along the surface of a bed and left on is not efficient. Most of the water evaporates before it reaches any root zone. During a hosepipe ban, even if you are exempt, you are drawing from the same stress supply that everyone else is trying to preserve. The method that actually works during dry periods is slow, deep, infrequent watering. Water delivered slowly at the base of a plant moves downward into the soil rather than running off or evaporating. Roots follow moisture downward. A plant with deep roots is dramatically more drought tolerant than one kept alive by frequent shallow watering. A seep hose laid along the base of your rose and connected to a water butt rather than a mains tap puts you almost entirely outside the ban question. You are not using a hosepipe in the restricted sense. You are not using mains water at all. You are using stored rainwater delivered at low pressure directly to the root zone. That is the method, and it works whether there is a ban or not. A single standard water butt holds around 200 litres. 1 millimetre of rain falling on 1 square metre of roof produces 1 litre of water. A modest shed roof, say 4 metres by 2, collects roughly 8 litres per millimetre of rainfall. In an average UK summer, that adds up faster than most people expect. The problem is that most allotment plots have one water butt, positioned to catch the maximum drama of a downpour, and it runs out in a week. 2 butts linked in series double your capacity immediately. 4 butts linked and fed from both sides of a roof give you a meaningful reserve. The upfront effort is a couple of hours of pipework. The return is independence from the mains tap during the driest weeks of the growing season. A water butt also warms rainwater to ambient temperature before it reaches your plants. Cold mains water on warm soil can cause brief root shock, particularly in tender crops. Stored water avoids that entirely. Exemptions can be withdrawn. A prolonged drought can push a water company to issue a drought order, which is a stronger legal instrument than a temporary use restriction, and can close the food growing exemption entirely. If you are unsure, contact your water company directly. Ask specifically whether growing food for personal consumption is restricted under the current notice. Get the answer in writing if you can, and keep receipts in the broadest sense. A plot that clearly contains food crops in active growth, visited regularly, is a different thing from a plot that has been neglected and happens to contain a hosepipe. Hosepipe ban exemptions for food growing exist because cultivating a harvest is legally and practically distinct from decorative garden use. Read your water company's specific guidance because exemptions vary. Whatever the rules, switching to slow, deep watering from stored rainwater makes your plot more resilient and far less dependent on the question ever arising. So, over to you. When you last hit a dry spell on your plot, what actually gave out first, a specific crop, your water butt supply, or your patience with the hosepipe? Tell us in the comments and let us know what you changed the following season. And if this helped you understand your plot a little better, subscribe to Grow a Lot Studio. There is always more going on down on the allotment than meets the eye.